Alright lads, so tomorrow is the official start date for the Burn the Witch collab, and with that, we have an exciting banner upcoming. The Burn the Witch collaboration summons Magic Circle Corpse Ink summons featuring Bruno Bangknife. And within this video, we are going to be breaking down the banner, talking about some of the good things, the bad things about the banner, breaking down the three characters themselves, that being Bruno, Noelle, and Nini. Because for the most part, this is the first time that many people have had a chance to summon for Nini and Noelle, so I do want to go over them too. But overall, we're just going to be breaking down the banner, and is it worth summoning on this upcoming collaboration banner? We're about to find out in this video, so stay tuned. Let's jump straight into it. So for starters, let's talk about the available date. The banner drops tomorrow morning at 8 in the morning for me, and it lasts till the 31st of October. The second this banner leaves is when the end of month banner for October is going to start. Now, during this time, we're going to get a few banners that you might want to be ready for, just in case something exciting happens. The first one being the mid-month banner. We are still due a mid-month banner, and that should actually get announced 2 days after this banner does drop, funny enough. Now, mid-month banners are never really worth summoning for. It's definitely guaranteed to be a 2-character banner, and regardless of what it is, it's going to be a skip for a lot of people, and I don't recommend summoning on mid-month over this banner, even though we haven't seen what mid-month is actually going to be. Other than that, though, we should have the Can't For You at around 8, 9, and 10 rerun banner happening sometime potentially next week or in the next 2 weeks, definitely before the end of month does happen. And then lastly, we have the end of month banner. Now, end of months near the end of the year are definitely more of the exciting banners, and there is a decent chance, lads, that we do get a Spirits Are Forever With You banner. So I want to make sure you lads are aware of that in case you do go down to 0 in a banner like this, regret it, and then hate yourself at the end of the month because a significantly more cool character gets added to the game. We don't know what end of month is going to be, but for those that are low on orbs and don't have a lot of orbs to be getting from content, maybe you're like maxed out and everything, it is probably in your best interest to save till the 28th when we get the official announcement of the end of month banner, along with the characters and the fillers. If you have the patience, it will pay, trust me. For me though, because I know I'm going to buy orbs, because I know I'm going to summon on end of month regardless, I'm going down to 0 on a banner like this because I can afford to. If you can't, don't be persuaded to summon on the first day. You have literally till the end of the month to make a decision if you want to summon for Bruno, so it comes down to you when you're doing a summon. But I just want to make sure you lads are aware of that. There's no rush in a banner like this, even though all the content creators and a lot of people will be summoning first day. You do not need to if you don't have the orbs for it. If you are a new account, however, and you do have a lot of orbs to be getting from content, then yeah, you might as well summon first day. But for my free-to-play veterans out there that are maybe already low on orbs, do yourself a favor, wait till the end of the month, and then you can decide if you want to summon for Bruno or whatever end of month is going to be. But that being said, let's talk about the new character on the scene, Bruno Bangknife, a power no affiliation character with the Soripa and Aaroniero ability. He then comes with a 12% recharge soul trait, and if you look at his skills, he has a 40% berserker bombardment, which basically doubles his soul bomb damage, a 20% damage increase on his normal attacks, a 5-second debilitator, therefore meaning if you do inflict weakening, they are going to be weakened for 5 additional seconds, Frenzy +1, 20% extra range on his strong attacks, hit enemy chance 100%, poise, and sharpshooter. So a very good selection of skills, but it doesn't end there because keep in mind he has been designed for arena. And if you look at his arena stuff, he has an arena soul trait that offers 13% strong attack damage, but he is the first character in the game right now, and definitely not the last, to instead of increasing a basic stat such as SP or focus, he actually gives a second soul trait, that being 7% recharge. And he actually gets that for himself, but being able to offer any power character in the game 13% extra strong attack damage and 7% recharge is actually kind of nasty, and I can definitely see more of this happening in the future for other arena characters. It doesn't end there, however, because if you do get this character to level 10 arena level, he then gets 40% all stats, start power up item +2, basically increasing his stats by 66% from the get-go. Absolute insane skill. Frenzy +1, therefore meaning in arena he gets Frenzy +2 with the 40% berserker, and then his last skill is increased special move uses +1, so he started 2 soul bombs. This character is absolutely stacked and definitely one of the better arena characters in the game just from that alone. He does come at one downside for arena, and that is the fact that he hasn't been given long strides, so they kind of balance him out there. He's not as fast as other arena characters, but he hits like an absolute truck. And to make him even better, in normal PvE content, he also does come with dodge, Soripa damage plus 50%, meaning if a Soripa hits you, you have a 50% chance to take no damage. Absolutely insane skill, very good for autoing and arena. He also does come with last ditch survival, again good for autoing and arena, and then he also does come with sprinter +2, making him a more mobile character. Get him to T15, maybe give him long stride, and he's going to be one of the faster characters in the game. So overall, with these skills combined with his strong attack, that being a pushback range collision strong attack 1, 40% magnification, it's a very good strong attack. This SC1 is very underrated in my opinion. It can do a lot of nasty damage, and it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. ever since Nini got added to the game and they updated this strong attack 1, it is not bad. And to be honest, it's definitely one of the better strong attacks in the game. And a lot of people just see range collision and look at it being a bad thing, which, don't get me wrong, range collision isn't always the most reliable strong attack 1, but this is not a bad strong attack. Do not underestimate it. It's going to do wonders, especially in a character like this. His SA2 is a 960 in front of him, and his SA3 is a 1200 force screen. So overall, these skills combined make him one of the best power characters, the best power character in the game, hands down. There's a big debate right now whether it's him or Ichigo as the top power character. I believe it's this character. Without a doubt, this character can do a lot of stuff that Ichigo just can't do. But one of the things people will debate with this Bruno is that Ichigo is a more common character. He's a premium character, therefore he's better because I can get him 5-5. That is not a valid reason for Ichigo being better than Bruno. That might be a valid reason why you might want to skip a banner like this and why you might use Ichigo over Bruno, but it can't be used as a reason for Ichigo being better than Bruno because that's just not the case. That being said though, as I mentioned enough, Bruno, very good character, and definitely worth summoning for, especially if you do like power characters. Along with Bruno, let's talk about the two other Burn the Witch characters. Firstly, Nini, a technique no affiliation character with the Aronka and no affiliation kill ability. She does come with a 40% recharge soul trait, therefore making them a pretty good link for your technique characters. Her skills are kind of stacked too, especially because she is a year old. She was given 60% Berserker, a 40% Bruiser, 60% Devastation, Frenzy +1, Havoc +20%, Nullify range resistance 100%, and also Sprinter +1. So very good skills, especially for a year ago. Definitely holds up to this day. SA1, exact same as Bruno, 40% magnification. It's a good strong attack, do not get it twisted. SA2 is a shield type move, very similar to a vacuum vortex that someone like the Power Hikone has, or Kanfi or Tokinada. They both have those type of strong attack. It does provide some nice crowd control and also some support to your teammates, so I don't personally mind it. And SA3 is just a standard full screen 1200 radius. So Nini, although being the worst Burn the Witch character, is definitely still usable to this day. It's definitely still one of the better technique characters, and definitely fun to use, especially if you are a fan of Nini. I use her, and I can't wait to potentially get dupes of her in this upcoming banner, because she hits like an absolute truck with that 60% Berserker. Noelle, on the other hand, definitely got the better treatment of the two. She is definitely in competition of the best main character. Even to this day, people will still argue whether Thousand Blood with Ichigo or Noelle is the best main character. In this case, Ichigo isn't available anymore, so if you don't have him, you might want to pick up this Noelle. So Noelle is a mind no affiliation character with the Sorry But and no affiliation kill ability. She does come with a 20% strong attack damage soul trait, but fear not, because she does come with a 12% recharge in her skills, which makes her pretty good. In her skills, she has 60% Berserker, 40% Bruiser, Devastation +16, Frenzy +1, 20% Havoc, Nullify range resistance, and also Sprinter +1. And these skills pretty much allow her to be one of the more consistent damage dealers in the game compared to pretty much any other character in the game. Essentially, she has an 80% Berserker. To this day, not that many characters have even competed with her in terms of the Berserker value that she does have. It's absolutely insane, and along with that, her strong attacks, she was definitely given some good treatment. Her SA1, 3000 length beam, SA2, 960 in front of her, SA3, 1200 full screen around her. The only nitpick thing about this character is the SA1. Even though it's a good strong attack one, it's a 3000 length beam, you can't really complain about that, but the charge up time, or the startup time for that SA1 is on the slower side. Although it does annoy me, it doesn't ruin her character, and again, she is still fighting for that #1 spot along with, you know, Thousand Ichigo, who's also a very powerful character, and the fact that she is being compared with him just shows how good she actually is. So in conclusion, with the three technical banner characters, that being the new Bruno, the old Nini, and Noelle, all three of them combined, in my opinion, make the banner worth summoning. But alongside these three characters, we also have some fillers to talk about. Now, the filler pool, when I first saw it, wasn't that amazing, I'm not gonna lie. Outside of the three banner characters, you know, the Burn the Witch characters, you could do without the other characters for the most part. Looking at the bottom three characters, these are basically just meh characters. Quincy Ichigo, although he looks very cool, although he's a decent link, that being a 14% recharge, he is very bad, and you do not want to play with him anymore. Like, you will force yourself to use him for 1 or 2 games, and then you'll stop, just go back to another character. Ichigo is not usable in my opinion. Even in Max Transcendence, you're really forcing yourself to use him at this point, because the range he has is just not good. Too much range collision, too much inconsistent damage. Not the best character out there, but he does look cool, and he is a nice collector's item. Nelio is insanely average. She doesn't excel in anything. She isn't bad by any means. Again, if you are a Christmas Nelio fan, you can use her, but she doesn't do anything special. Like, she's literally just very, very average. But I guess the bright side about her is that she is a 14 recharge. So again, with this banner, you have 2 speed 14 recharge links that you might want to get dupes for if you do want to invest in your speed links. But other than that, she might just be a wasted character. Loli, on the other hand, is semi-decent. She can be used in Senkamon floors. That's the main thing about her character. If you ever do pull her, you won't use her outside of Senkamon. That's about it, unless you are a massive fan of Loli, if I'm being real honest. In some Senkamon floors, because she isn't a ranker, she has her use there, so she's never bad to have, but she will be collecting dust in your account. Yoruichi, on the other hand, is a pretty decent NAD character. She does lack guard break, unfortunately, but it doesn't ruin the usage for this character, because currently right now, she is a bonus in epic raids. So if you get her now, she's definitely going to be useful for the next 20 or so days. In addition to that, because she is a cyber character with flurry and a boost, she can be very useful for the hard difficulty of GQ, more specifically the cyber week. I use her there personally, and I would love to get her 5-5 from this banner alone, because she's definitely going to be my go-to NAD character. She is also a Chronicle Quest bonus, so do keep that in mind. She's definitely good to have if you don't have her. She is a character that you will use in a few different game modes, and someone that won't collect dust on your account. I can guarantee you that. Kukaku, on the other hand, is another pretty good character. She's in the similar line with Yoruichi. She doesn't have guard break, so therefore she isn't a character that is widely used amongst the community in BBS. Although you could argue that she does have an Aranka killer, therefore she doesn't need guard break, but there's not a lot of content out there that only has one type of enemy. So even though, yeah, sure, sometimes she might not need guard break, a lot of the time she is going to need it. Plus, she's a melee character, so you don't really want to bring her into co-op content. Overall, though, she's semi-decent. She's a no-affiliation character. She has her use mainly in Senkamon, and sometimes in GQ if you do want to use her there. Other than that, if you're not the biggest fan of this character, you won't really use her outside of just Senkamon and Guild Quest, really. And then lastly, Ruika, on the other hand, is a semi-decent character, especially if you get dupes for her. She has a gimmick where she does have an increased chance to inflict her statum, which I believe is freeze, which can be useful for stuff like Inheritance Trials if you don't have any other better mind character. But that being said, in the same banner, you also have Noelle, who is always going to be the better option for farming IT. At least in Ruika's case, she is a 14 recharge link for the mind attribute, so you can always use that as a link if you do end up pulling Noelle on this banner. So overall, looking at the filler pool, even though it isn't the best selection of characters, especially the bottom 3, I still think the top row definitely holds their own weight, especially the 3 banner characters, that being Bruno, Noelle, and Nini. That is your main reason for summoning, and that's why you should be summoning on a banner like this. If you are someone that doesn't have Nini and or Noelle, I would recommend at least throwing a few steps on a banner like this. But moving on from that, let's look at the banner rates for this banner, and it's important to go over this because it is a unconventional banner to say the least. It's not like a normal 6% rate mid-month banner or end of month banner. It's a cycle step up. So what that means is that you're going to be going up and down in terms of rates. Your discounted steps for the most part are going to have a lower rate than normal. So 50 orb multis for step 1, 6, 11, 16, 21, and 26. It's going to be 50 orbs, but it's going to have a 3% rate. Step 2, 7, 12, 17, 22, and 27. It's going to be also discounted at 150 orbs, but it's also going to have a 3% rate. Step 3, 8, 13, 18, 23, 28, you get the point. 200 orbs, 4% rate, so you're seeing a slight increase then. And then only when you get to step 4 or the 4th multi of each rotation is when you get the normal rate. But the good thing about this banner, in a sense, is when you get to the guaranteed step. So every guaranteed step, which is every 5th step, you have a guaranteed 5-star, and you also have an 8% chance to get a 5-star character, which is important because the characters we just talked about, the filler characters, the 9 we just listed, those are the only characters in this banner. There's no unfeatured pull rate. You're guaranteed one of those 9 characters. If you get a 5-star, it's going to be one of those 9 characters. So this means you have a decent amount of chance to try and get the character that you do want, especially on that guaranteed step. I believe the individual rate is like 0.8%, which is higher than normal, which is kind of insane. But again, it comes at the downside of only being 1 step every 5 steps. But overall, even though you can see a bunch of 3% rates, I think it does balance out for the most part. This banner isn't significantly worse or significantly better than a normal banner rate up. They do kind of balance out with the rates. It just really comes down to how lucky you can be. Personally, from my past experiences, when I do all 30 steps on a banner like this, sometimes I get blessed, sometimes I don't. It's just the way RNG does work. But almost all the times I have gone 30 steps in, I normally walk away with 1 or 2, sometimes 3 characters from the 9 selected characters at 5-5. So I'm kind of hoping if I do 30 steps, I walk away with 5 out of 5 Bruno, Nini, and Noelle. Is that going to happen? Find out tomorrow. But overall, lads, as I did mention a few times now, this banner is worth summoning for. But again, it comes down to if you want these characters. If you have Nini and Noelle, and you're not really that interested into Bruno because you have a 5 out of 5 Ichigo, then by all means skip the banner. You're not forced to summon on this. If you don't care about Bruno, don't summon. He is worth summoning for. This banner is worth summoning on, but it comes down to you to make that decision. Personally, I'm going down to 0. I really want Bruno. I think he's worth going for 5-5, but that's only because I can afford to do that. Do not feel sweated to go down to 0 because everyone else is, right? Get him once, that's good enough to clear content. You do not need dupes in this game, especially in a character like this that has been designed for Arena. Getting him 1-5 is perfectly fine. Other than that, though, if you are summoning this banner, let me know in the comments below how deep are you going, how much orbs you have prepared, and hopefully you get what you want. Good luck in your summons, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.